It's done. Formula is in there. And then I'm just laying there, IV obviously in, and just waiting. You're like, see, and I literally said, cheesy, see you on the other side.
No, I don't think you told me that.
Because it was uncomfortable. And when things get uncomfortable,
We
and you're
fill dead air. You and I have to
we
fill dead
do.
air.
We
Yes.
do.
And
And
you
then
can't
I'm
win them
like,
all. You
oh my
can't.
God. But then you're like, is that going to be my last line? You're just like, it's so dumb. Unqualified, unsolicited, and totally honest opinions on midlife.
What?
This one, I'm like, I don't know. It's
You
just a
fought
weird-
this one. I don't know many of the topics usually, but
Right.
this one you fought closing this one out.
Well, because you were like, let's do this one. And usually we come in and I'm like,
So is this like a
we're gonna
balance of power thing?
it might,
Holy cow.
no, I don't think it's power.
Yeah, you're like, if it's not my game, I'm
No,
not playing.
I just kind of like it's almost like a surprise date. Like, we're going here. Which
Oh.
reminds me, we got a surprise date at an auction, so we can't forget the surprise.
You didn't tell me about
I think
that.
so many auction items you forget to use, and then you're like,
Yeah, they just win.
they just kind of
whatever.
go away.
You're kind of like just giving that money away and
You
hoping
are.
that like maybe something comes of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But remind me, because we do have that. So, so no, I
No,
meant the surprise.
no. I think there's a psychological side to this.
What is it?
I don't know.
You don't
I'll let
know?
you know
You
as
have
we
any-
start diving into
Really?
it. Yeah,
I
there's
know.
something with it. I don't know if it's like, you know the results now, you're done with the procedure, and you're like, "Meh, I don't want to talk about it," which is totally fair. I don't want to think about it anymore. It's kind of like like a blind spot or like a, like a
Yeah. I
blight
get
in your
that.
past.
I
And
get
so you
that.
don't want to
Yeah.
rehash, which is
Yeah.
totally like, because that was a long emotional, like what, 3-4 months? Was it?
And what we're talking about is my journey with midlife health and like my breast scare.
Yeah.
And then so on the last episode, when we talked about it, I had the MRI, but they still wanted to do the surgery. And then I went in for surgery, and Brian was out of town, which I'm always like, it's kind of a joke because your job, you're gone like a bit.
Whenever.
Yeah. And
Right.
and so
It's just that I'm gone when you need me around.
yes.
Oh, it seems like that's the
Big
case.
things have happened, like house stuff and like trauma.
Yeah.
I'm like, of course, Brian's out of town. And I'm trying to think of weird things that have happened in the house and stuff. But like, anyway. And then I just have to figure it out. Like the house across the street from us
Right.
went on fire and you were out of town. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, of course.
I don't mean to laugh.
Yeah, I know.
it was
But
all
like,
fun.
when is that? That is the most random
Oh, yeah.
thing ever. And so, of course, my surgery, because I had 4 appointments, and the surgeon's, admin woman is like, what month are you available? And I'm like, you're kidding, right? And she's like, no, we have to go because there's 4 appointments. So we have to know a month that you're available. And then we just stack up the appointments. So in May, it was this month of all these procedures and like things that had to get done for the surgery. And it's like, you're almost sick of yourself because you're like, oh my God, like, this is so exhausting. You have to, we're busy and you have to go to all these appointments and, the emotional stress. It's just a lot and it's heavy. And then surgery, I don't know anyone that likes surgery. And it's not like you're coming out with anything exciting. Like, you're not coming out with a baby. You're not coming out with better boobs. You're not coming out with like anything cool, right? You're like, I'm going in because they're worried about something and I have to get it removed. And yeah, I don't know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
No, anyway,
all of it is
fun.
a bummer.
And then it's the crack of dawn. And I was so lucky because one of my longest best friends, my friend Lindsay, was like, I will take you. And she was amazing and picks me up and takes me in the hospital. And I, like the MRI, I just kind of went in this low power mode of just being like really zen and it was really weird. I was like kind of freaked. Do you ever get to that point where you're like, it's something you could be nervous about, but you're like, I'm so calm. Am I like too calm? And then you kind of just start going like that. Like,
Sure.
am I too
Sure.
calm? Should I be worried? Like
A
even
derivative
more-
of that, not at that same level, is anytime I get on an airplane.
Yeah,
When people are worried about flying or
Yeah.
the minute you step to that door and they shut that door, worrying is just a waste of time.
Right.
It's not going to change anything.
Right.
You're along for the ride.
Yeah. But I get like that before a trip or like a work thing and you're
Sure.
doing a talk and then you're like, I feel really calm. Am I too calm? Did I not prepare enough?
No,
And then you're like,
no,
anyway,
I think you had to get there so that you wouldn't think about it. And I
yeah,
think that's just, I know you and I know what you do. And I think that's also like now you don't even want to talk about it because you don't even want to like just rehash it. You don't want
right.
to,
That makes
it's
sense.
like just keep, you're like, let's
Yeah.
just
Let's,
always look on the bright side of life to
yeah.
quote Monty
Right.
Python.
Right.
Yeah.
And anyway, long story short, but you go in and you're going through all these, they want you in like so many hours before your
Sure.
procedure and all this stuff. And you're like, it's just, you're becoming less you because you're putting on this other outfit and like crinkly. But the
I
coolest thing,
swear, I swear they put you in that gown
yeah,
just to, it's like a power play.
yeah,
Cause I like on my knee
yeah,
operation, I was like, why do I have to wear the gown? I'm like, can I just wear my underwear or shorts or whatever?
yeah.
Like, I'm fine. Like
It's in
at the time,
case.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
No, like,
weird. You're just
yeah.
like, it's just
It
weird.
is weird. It's
Yeah.
like protocol, whatever it is. But the coolest thing th- is I'm always cold and they keep the hospital cold because probably germs grow in like certain temperatures, which
Yeah.
they
Well,
do.
people are working.
Yeah. And you put on the paper
Yeah.
like robe thing,
Yeah.
but they're like, would you like some heat? I'm like, sure. I'm like, where's that going to come from? Literally an attachment, like a vacuum, and they blow heat in. So it's like you kind of just get puffed up, but it's this heat. And I was like, oh my God, this is super cool.
my,
Like it was really, thank you, technology. That
yeah.
was pretty cool. And
my
so
childhood best friend, his mom, no names to be said, but if you know, you know,
I know.
she used to have these old 50s hair dryers that had the kind of a hose.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it would be like what would like
You
how
mean
an
the hair
HVAC
dryers that
system would
come over
be.
your head?
No, it was like a base unit and it had like a hose. Think of like a vacuum
Yeah.
hose and it just
Yeah.
blew warm air. And she would just sit at the kitchen table and just shoot it up her robe, and just to stay warm. Like
Like,
same thing. And we were always
genius.
like, yeah, it actually is
Yeah.
versus heating the whole house because like we grew up in an age where like apparently thermostats didn't work in the 80s and no one turned their heat on or AC or
Right.
anything like well we didn't have AC but so same at their house. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, it was like that, and it was really nice. But anyway, and then you go, my friend Lindsay was like awesome, and we just kept talking about stuff. Anyway, so go into surgery, and it's just so weird because you got your anesthesiologist, and I'm like, hey, I'm a lightweight, and I was like, I want to get the same stuff I got with my colonoscopy because that went well, and I'm such a sensitive person to drugs, and I was like, anyway, and then they're just all staring at you. And they're pretty much like, we can't, we're just waiting till you just aren't with us anymore. And
Shut up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, no.
It's this uncomfortable moment. And they're
Well, you have
wonderful.
this thing where you like, especially like doctors and stuff, you're always like telling them what you want to hear them say back to you, even though that might not be the case. You'll do
Like,
that with
what
a
do you
lot of
mean?
people. You're gonna tell this guy kind of in a way how to do his job, and he's like, "Listen, I kind of went to school for this. Thanks. There is where he's at.
I feel
You
like you're
do.
giving
You're a
people,
lot of like. You're a lot of like. Here's like. God, I can't even think of like a good thing. Like they're doing the gravel in our driveway, and you'll be like, you should do it like this, right? Don't you think? And I do that sometimes too. Like
right?
you give the answer, and then you phrase that answer in your question,
Got it. I've
leading
just
them.
had people, anesthesiologists, when we had our kid, like, or when I had,
Sure.
there's no we in that whole
Kid process. I was
Like,
instrumental to the kid process.
right.
I felt like a real
Thank
piece
you for
of
your
shit
service.
sitting
Right.
there.
Well, anyway, when I had to go in for C-sections, the first guy was wrong. He
Yeah.
he put too much in. So then I'm
guess
like,
you're
I
right,
learned,
you're
and
right.
now I put the fear of God. I'm like, you can always dial up. Do not, you can't go backwards. So that's why I was giving that guy. I was like, hey, anyway. But
Right.
then it's done. Formula is in there, and
Yeah.
then I'm just laying there, IV obviously in, and just waiting. You're like, see, and I literally said, cheesy, see you on the other side.
No, I don't think he told me that.
Because it was uncomfortable. And when things get uncomfortable,
We
and
fill dead air. You and I have to
we
fill dead
do,
air.
we
Yes.
do.
And
And
you
then
don't
I'm
want them
like,
all. You
oh my God.
can't.
And then you're like, is that going to be my last line? You're just like, it's so dumb. But anyway, and then,
That's like a cheesy movie line.
oh, it's so bad.
I
Yeah.
love it. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
That's a gem.
Yeah. It's like an ugly gem that no one wants. But Anyway, surgery, you wake up and then they're like, I think they choose like how what they see of you, and they're like, you're gonna go this way or this way. Like this way if we think you need to recover more, this way if you're not.
Sure.
And then I think I looked good, and they're like, hey, we're gonna take you in here. And then my friend Lindsay was in the room, and or she was about to come in, and I felt like crap. Like I just felt drugged. I felt, and I'm like, this is not how I felt after the colonoscopy. And I just, well,
One thing, they're sticking 4 feet of camera right up your,
yeah,
yeah, and then the other one, they're cutting you open and
yeah,
removing a mass from your body.
yeah, true,
Golf ball size mass.
true.
Like there's some trauma there. That's a
Right.
much bigger
Right. And I was
surgery.
expecting pain, but I just don't like the drug feeling. Like I
Right.
can take pain, but the druggy feeling. And then the surgeon, who's amazing, and she was like, we got it all. The margins, they start using this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know chat GPT right now.
Yeah,
But
just
anyway, but she was great. And she was like, it looks good now. And it's just always this thing. You're like, can't we just be done? And she's like, well, now they're going to test the tissue. They're going to test every inch of the tissue to make sure there is no cancer. I'm like, okay, thank you. And wonderful and awesome. And she's like, you should know within a week. But I just stayed in there. I was like I was downing water because I was trying to feel better. They were giving me crackers. Why do hospital crackers always taste like stale? And you're just like, you have no taste buds. I'm just
yeah, I think
trying
a
to
lot
get
of that
better.
has to do probably with
Yeah. And
drugs.
then Lindsay's looking at me, and I can tell, bless her heart, I'm pale. I'm like, she's just like, oh. And then I think the nurse was like, think we chose the wrong recovery. You know what I mean? Like they thought I would bounce back faster. And then they're giving me IVs. I went through 2 bags.
Nice.
It was like a time warp because I think they expected me to be okay to move on my way in an hour. I was in there for like 3 hours. And Lindsay's a love, and she's just like texting everyone and you and my
Yeah.
closest friends. She's like, hey, stay a little longer to recover. Still pale, like all this stuff. And so I'm downing water, and they're pumping me with 2 bags of saline, and they're like, oh, you're gonna have to go to the bathroom. I mean, this is a lot of hydration. And then I think Lindsay went out to go do something, and I was, and then they kind of left, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll have to go to the bathroom. All of a sudden, it was like waterworks, and I think
Well, you
I
started
was just
crying?
crying,
Oh,
like ugly, sobbing elephant tears. Just started
were you by
crying.
yourself?
What? I was by
Yeah.
myself, and then Lindsay came back in, and the nurse came back in, but, like, for I don't even know what was happening, but I was
You buried a lot of emotion
right. Yeah, and
leading
it's
up
like
to
this
yeah.
needed release, but, and then I was like, "Well, there goes this one saline bag." Like, it was just good cathartic crying,
Yeah.
and it's just amazing how I think women are so good at holding space like that. Like Lindsay comes back in, and she was wonderful, and this nurse was wonderful, and I was just, they were just like, oh my gosh, of course, like, of course, and thank God. And like, fast forward hours later, felt okay enough to get dressed and like get in
Yeah.
the car, but I was like, "Bleh,"
It's a
you
lot.
know.
It's a lot.
Do you have aging parents and you're still raising your kids? Then welcome to the sandwich generation. It can be super overwhelming, but I've got you. I wrote an ebook that helps you save time, energy, and money. And you can get your copy on thesandwichgen.com/ebook, and it will help you with all the things you need. And then Lindsay got me Jersey Mike's, and I ate a little bit
Why did you say it like
because
that?
I love Jersey Mike's.
Oh,
And
we don't get any money from Jersey Mike, by
right,
the
we
way.
don't.
We don't get
Yes.
money from anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. But we could. I mean, I really like it. And anyway.
See you on the other side, Jersey Mike.
Yeah. But anyway, and then I was out the rest of the day. Like, but it's neat because my dear friend Jen made dinner for the family. Like I was so supported. I had my mom's like caretaker. She was here. So everyone was taken care of. The kids were rock stars. I did set them up. I really did say, hey, I'm going to be out. And they just knew to be rock stars, and
Yeah.
they really showed up. And it's so nice in life when you allow people to show up for you. I was blown away by
Which is hard.
it's really hard.
don't
And
like
I
it,
wrote a
yeah.
blog about it because I was like, I think so many of us especially women, And I think men too, we have a hard time receiving because we're like, if it's a sign of weakness or something like that. But I really was like, you know what? This is a lot. I'm going to receive. I'm just going to receive. Thank you for the dinner. Thank you for taking your whole day to go and
Yeah.
take care of me and show up for me. And like, and Lindsay felt good doing it. And and my friends that were just reaching out and like thinking good thoughts and praying and everything like that. It was just awesome. And then cut to, thank God, took a long time.
Didn't take a week.
No,
It was
they
like
said a
two.
week.
It was like
It was like a
two.
week and a half, but it was like
Felt a long
Memorial
time.
Day. So
It
I
felt
think
long.
it felt long,
Yeah.
but thank God the tissue was fine. And the surgeon was like, wow, that took a long time. And like everyone was getting nervous. And then they felt bad being nervous to be like, have you heard anything yet? It was like this crazy thing, but thank God. And like hopefully, don't have to do that again. And I really am focusing on the preventative because I don't want that was awful.
All
It
right.
was awful. It
Yeah.
was exhausting. And I feel for anyone going through anything. And I think it's so common. And some people have to do way more than that. And I just only encourage people going through small things, big things, whatever, it's all big to you because it's all relative,
Sure.
is to receive and to allow those two things because it's bigger than you think and we can't, you don't get any points, you don't get a medal for being like, oh, I didn't need any help, or oh, I did it
Right.
alone, or
Right.
oh, I
And
didn't
to,
need anyone to bring me
and
anything.
to add to that, putting it off, like the mammograms or like the teeth cleaning, doesn't make it go away.
No,
It only gets worse.
exactly.
So you
And
kind of just,
yeah, and I know a lot of people, it's like we're so busy and they're just not prioritizing, but I really do think in your 40s, like prioritizing all health,
yeah.
physical, mental,
Yeah.
like your checkups, it's
God, we're
crazy
like
how much.
really adulting now, which
Yeah,
is,
I really feel like we've matured so much in this last year.
I
It's like,
feel like my 13-year-old self does like to punch me in the gut every once in a while
yeah,
because I'm such an adult now.
yeah, like,
But
why are you being so
yeah, so
lame?
mature.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, so I'm just like I said on the last one, I'm
But we,
sitting in
well,
gratitude
we do make a
for.
joke about it, but it is really, yeah,
Yeah,
it is
thank God.
legit. It
Yeah,
is legit. It
yeah,
is legit. I think we laugh it away. I think not wanting to talk about it. I think that it left a mark. I think because Barb's a
yeah,
highly productive person. She wrote a book, by the way. If you don't know about it,
yeah,
it's pretty amazing. But like, and you're right, and you did a lot of that book like in the mornings before everyone will get up because
yeah.
you still run this whole
Circus.
shit show, and like I did notice that during that, it all waned your productivity for outside work,
Yeah,
which is totally understandable.
yeah.
And it's still like I think you're slowly getting back into a groove,
It
which, but
rocks you for a long
yeah,
time. And then it was just frustrating because I'm like, I still don't feel myself. And I think whether it's
uh,
health or like emotional things, because there's a lot of, I think the problems are just bigger or it's just the stage we're in and people just need to allow. And that's what's so crazy to me. If you lose someone, if you're going through something emotionally or medically, it's like, it trips me out that your world stops and you look outside and life is still happening.
that's the
Like,
worst.
it
Anytime
is
you're in
the
a hospital,
weirdest.
it's like a
It's
time
so
warp like
weird.
that.
Yeah.
You go out to get something to eat and everyone's still moving around.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the
And you're
worst.
like,
It's the worst.
it just, I mean, sure, that might be egotistical, but I'm always like, what? Like, how is this still functioning? I don't know. But, and just to allow
We,
yourself to take that step back
yeah,
from the speed, it's like driving and you're like used to going in the left lane at 65 miles per hour.
can't do it
And then
anymore.
you're like, oh my God, no, I'm not like the car's not, or I'm just tired. I'm
Yeah.
like, I need some caffeine, whatever it is. And you just got to go to the slower lane.
Yeah, it's
And
hard.
yeah,
Downshifting
it is.
from
Yeah.
like a dude's perspective is really
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I can't do anywhere near what I used to be able to do on a skateboard or any of the sports stuff that I do.
Yeah.
And like to like give myself permission to not do it is really
Yeah.
hard. Or just to like be like, hey, you got to go to work. Like,
Yeah. And I
wear your
laughed.
pads, go slow. Like
I
all that
laughed
stuff.
because I was like scheduling pickleball and stuff right after surgery. And the surgeon was like, hey, no.
Yeah,
And she's like, healing
that's
wise, the
denial.
stitches.
That's
Oh,
denial.
totally denial. I'm like, well, that's for the average bear. And then she was like, don't do anything like lifting or anything for 5 days for the stitches. And then even after 5 days, I was like, yeah,
It sucks.
I just
Yeah.
didn't feel I felt
Then it makes you
so
feel
yeah.
for people who have cancer, who
Yeah.
have to fight it
Oh
and
yeah.
like and still kind of live. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's a lot. And I just,
Yeah.
I there's so many amazing human beings out there ready and willing to help and be of service. And I am
Allow them.
luckier than I could ever imagine with the people I have around me. And I really want people to pull that in. Yeah.
Because I like genuine people actually offer to help you because they want to.
Yes.
Right.
For
So
sure.
receiving it is okay.
Yeah,
Just
very
allow
much so.
yourself to
Because I
receive
would
it.
do the same thing, and it would make me
Yeah.
feel I'd be honored to help a friend in need.
It's like dealing with death or
Yeah.
any of these health issues.
Yeah.
At some point in time,
Yeah.
we're all going to have to deal
Oh,
with
yeah.
it, and
Yeah. And like if
be
someone's
unable.
struggling with their parents, like I have a dear friend from growing up, she is really in a bad way. And I'm like, I see you and you're like, let me
Yeah.
help you. How do I help you? And then I'm like walking her through the thing and I can tell it's like this tug of war because she's like not wanting to allow it. But I'm like, if not, and that we always say that oxygen mask, but I'm like, if you do not put on your own oxygen mask, you will have no help to
Anybody
anyone.
else? Yeah.
And I'm like, I see you. You're in high altitude. You are not breathing well. Like, I want to help you. And
Yeah.
so I just keep calling her and checking in because I'm like, I know you. I love you. Stop doing this. But,
Good takeaway.
yeah, it is. It really is. It's like just, and it's good to have those friends that are like,
Yeah.
I see you trying to do your thing.
So now us talking about it, do you have anything about it? Like, because I don't think we have talked about it since the results came in.
I mean, like I said, after the MRI, I mean,
You kind of, yeah.
such gratitude,
I just wonder
for
why you
my
want to talk.
life, my community, my
Yeah.
friends, my health, like, because
Husband.
husband,
Oh yeah.
I said
Yeah, yeah.
family.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love
I'm
you.
totally kidding.
I am so grateful for Brian Strat. No,
Yeah.
and just, I know midlife is a lot. But I also always try and say, like, it comes with so many gifts too, because I was just at a thing yesterday with friends and we're in our swimsuits and we were at a pool thing and I think, every woman's like, oh, and then I always try and remember, hey, me in 5 years will think I look hot and
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So even if I'm not feeling confident, I have to remember that me 5 years ago looked better than me now or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
just
Yeah.
hindsight. And I'm also like, I'm in with people that would not be like, oh, Barb, they're like, cool. Like they're only supportive,
Yeah.
only loving. And we were just kind of bringing up, and one of the women was saying, one of my friends was saying, like, oh, like the swimsuit, da da da. And I was like, oh, I stopped caring about that when I turned 40. That was my birthday gift to me when I turned 40, was like, stopped caring. Like allowing others to have agency over my confidence.
Cool.
Like, and then someone was bringing up the podcast. They're like, oh, I love all the stuff you're sharing. And which makes my heart so happy because that was our intention. We're like, if one person just gets like some joy out of this, that'd be fun. Because you and I are
One of the 12 people loves this.
yeah. I mean, and you and I are having so much fun. And I'm like, that's the whole thing of it. Like
Yeah.
we are having a damn good time. And but she was like, that's just so awesome that you guys are putting yourself out there. And I was like, well, it's like the swimsuit. I'm not gonna allow, the only reason we wouldn't put it out there, and we're putting out some vulnerable stuff,
Yeah.
is that it's the person that I'd be it's like the only reason is if I was worried about someone else going, oh my God, and judging. And I'm like, why would I allow that person to have any word in my life?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
And if they have a problem with tea bags, that's like their problem.
tea bags.
Yeah, it's thong. You were wearing your thong, weren't you?
What thong?
Your
Oh, at the pool? No.
You're
And
so slow to
tea bag?
that.
Is that like 80s?
Is that a thing? I thought that's what you called it. I don't know.
I've never heard that. I'm like, I thought you said tea bag. And then I'm like, where is he?
Oh, no.
this?
No, that's a different episode.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
one that we will not record.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
But anyway, I do think that midlife gives you that, like, kind of this is me, what's that showman? The showman, like, this is me, like that. Like, anyway, that's a good song.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. And I am going to be the most me I can be. And like, I'm not going to be for everyone. And that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and like
It's a
it
sophisticated
is a
palate
gift.
that
It is
appreciates you.
freaking gift to age. It is. So trying to not be complaining about it, trying to be more in the
Well, you're right. Yeah, you're not gonna have your 20-year-old body. You're
everybody
not gonna
gets
have the
age.
physical.
You're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gonna lose a
yeah,
49-year-old friend. Like, and
yeah,
you're just like, I mean, so if you're gonna
yeah.
live and let other people be, in control of your destiny and have regret, it's like, no, like you said that one time on one episode, like you're like, I want to be sliding into death
Oh
sideways,
yeah,
like just skidding in or whatever. Cause you're just like, I did it all. Like,
yeah.
it's just,
It's like a live with no regrets sort of.
yeah, live with no
It's
regrets.
just hard, but you got to
It
try
is
every
hard.
day.
It's
Yeah,
gotta check in. It's not like I'm,
yeah.
you know, Pollyanna or someone really cool. I'm Pollyanna.
Pollyanna would have been my first choice. So you nailed it.
I mean, living the perfect.
See you on the other side.
If you loved hanging out with us, hit that follow button and share this episode with someone who could use a little midlife magic. Now go rock the rest of your day.